What's good, YouTube? Welcome to episode 1 of Factorio, the granddaddy of all building games. How could I ever make a building game channel and not play Factorio, right? So we're going to go ahead and get started here. I played this quite a bit on Twitch, but it's been so long since I played it, I don't really remember anything. So we're going to have a lot of learning to do, and that's actually the fun part if you ask me, so that's going to be pretty good. We're going to go ahead and just do the free play with standard settings. Haven't changed anything in the game settings or anything like that. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, as I remember, we're going to have to go grab some wood by hand. We're going to have to do all kind of stuff here. So I'm right clicking on the trees to chop them down. I know we need wood, we need some coal to begin with, and we need some steel, I believe, some iron. So we're going to have to run around and find all of that fun stuff. Okay, that should be plenty of wood. Let's go on and grab some coal up here. Now, looking at my mini map up here, it looks like I got some iron directly to the south of us, so we're going to go find that. Yeah, there we go. We got some iron here. So now we can create us a machine that will start doing mining for us. And we're going to need some stone as well. So that's that tan looking stuff down below the iron. So we're going to run down there and pick up some stone. We hit the E key here to bring up the character window. We have burner mining drills already done, and we have a stone furnace already made. So we're going to go ahead and put those on our bar here. And we're going to place a burner mining drill right here on the iron. Actually, no, we're going to place it up here on the coal because that will allow us to get more fuel for the burners, which we're going to have to shift. We're going to have to open it up here and put some coal inside of it for the fuel. So that will use the coal in order to gather coal. Kind of interesting the way that works. And we're going to build a couple more. I've seen this little trick here that makes this so much easier to deal with. If we can create another one of those, which requires iron gear wheels, so we're going to have to make some of those. Let's go ahead and create all that we can of those. And then we're going to need some iron plates, so we're going to need the stone furnace here. So let's go ahead and place down the furnace, just right here, and pick up some of this stuff here. And place our iron in the furnace, and it will create some plates for us, which is what we're going to need in order to make more of the miners. Okay, that should be enough for another miner. No, we're still short some stone, so I'm going to have to run down here and grab some stone while I'm at it. I can't even remember any of the hotkeys or anything like that, so I'm gonna have to go back through and look to see what all of the commands and stuff are, like the mouse commands and things like that. It's gonna be kind of interesting. Like I said, it's been a while since I played. I'd say probably close to a year. Alright, so that should be enough stone for what we need to do. Let's go ahead and get this. Yeah, we've got another one that we can build. We replace it with the output pointing towards the other one. So all I did was hit the R key twice to rotate it around. So if you place this here, this one's going to spit out into here, and this one's going to spit out into here, and they'll just basically keep gathering. So that works out pretty well there. Let me check my hotkeys here. I want to see what the auto gather hotkey is real quick. Okay, so yes, I have it set up now. Apparently my second mouse was messing with things, so it wasn't letting me pick them up, but everything is good now. Alright, so we have some coal here. Let's go ahead and toss this coal into here. I think it's shift, that's what it is. Okay, so if you take, say, an item that you want to put in, such as coal right here, and you put it on your bar, and you select that on your bar, you can just hold down control, and basically it'll put half of it, I believe, in there. It's shift and control will allow you to put all or half in. So you need to pay attention with that. So we need to go get some iron. So let's see if we can make another one of these guys right here. That's going to be more plates that we need. So let's go grab some more plate. Alright, so we've got more plates being made now. In order to drag out, just control right click here and it'll drag anything that it's making. And we can make another burner miner. And we're going to toss this burner miner here down on the iron deposit down here that we have. We're going to need some copper up sometime soon as well, so that's going to be a thing. Let's go ahead and go grab us some more of the coal we've made here. And we will toss that into this guy here. So control right click will put half of whatever you currently have into it. So if you have a string, you can hold down control and then you can right click through them. We'll show you that in just a few seconds. Now, in order to pick all this stuff that we're spitting here out, I'm going to go ahead and make us a quick box. I believe a wooden box. Yeah, wooden chest will work just fine. So we're going to place this down in front. The way you need to think about this, if you're new to this game, is everything's got an input and an output. So you're going to need to deal with an input and you're going to need to deal with an output. So every machine needs fuel and every machine outputs something. So you're going to have some way to feed the machine and you're going to have some way to take whatever the machine gives you and put it somewhere or use it. So this is basically a building chain game where the chain basically, you can feed machines into other machines and automate all of your resource generation and automate all your building and everything. And that's basically the premise of this. So you're trying to build bigger and bigger area. And I believe the official end game is you are trying to build a rocket ship and leave the planet. So that's the overall arcing goal. So for the time being, we're going to have to basically run around here and do all the things here and move everything by hand for now until we can get it set up automated through the use of conveyors and things like that. If you've ever played Satisfactory, this is where Satisfactory gets most of its gameplay from. This game has a lot deeper gameplay than Satisfactory does. They had to, I think they had to sacrifice a lot of the gameplay features that this game has in order to make the full 3D realm that Satisfactory's in. Okay, so finally we're going to have to get a way to automate our stone production here. So we're going to go ahead and make another one of these miners, and we're going to plop it down on the stone as well. And then we need to automate the coal for each one of these miners as well. So that's going to be the next step that we're going to do, is try to get some sort of way to feed coal into these machines, which can be done using these guys right here, the transport belts. So we're just going to start queuing up as many transport belts as we possibly can, and we're going to try to get these automated. We need iron plates and iron gear wheels to do so. So let's see. We need a crafting building for that, which we do not have the rest. No, we don't. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to create our first lab, which means we've got to go with electronic circuits real quick. So we're going to need to also grab a bunch of other stuff down there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get these machines kicking automatic. Let me go ahead and make another box so we can store this for now. Okay, so we need iron gear wheels and iron plates. So what we're going to do, we've got all the iron plates. So we're going to come over here and we're going to grab up all this iron that we have in here. And we're going to make gear wheels out of that by hand to start. That way we can queue up as many of these as we can. And we're still going to need some iron plates. I thought I just grabbed... Yeah, there's no plates left over. So we're going to have to grab as many plates as we can here. In fact, yeah, we just used all the iron plates to make the gear wheels. That's okay. So just to show you what we can do here, we can take these guys and hit R to rotate them to where they're spitting out down there. And we can move this guy by right clicking on it, and we can then put him here. And then now we're going to start making our conveyor system here. There we go. And we're going to run this conveyor down all the way down into here. And then we're going to run the conveyor from down to here as well. And we're going to try to get coal to everything. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just run straight down to the side here. Let's see. I'm going to have to go ahead and put some more. All right. So we've got coal in there, and we need to go ahead and put coal in here. And we're going to put coal in here. I'm just basically running everything by hand for now until we can get these conveyors done. And we're going to start grabbing up what we need out of these boxes here. And we're going to continue making. You can never have enough. Okay, so we're just running these straight down through here, and we still need. Now, if you look here, we've got these burner inserters, and we've got inserters. These run off of electricity. These run off of coal. So as long as these guys have access to coal, they can actually. If you're using a coal line like this, you'll probably want to use the burner inserters. But if you're using a line to insert other things other than coal, you're probably better off running the electrical ones. But we're not anywhere near putting out electricity yet, so we're going to hold off on those. We're going to go ahead and make a couple of these while we're at it, so I need to go ahead and grab the material. I'm going to need about 4, I believe, of these, so I'm going to just make those up, and then we're going to continue to make transfer. Alright, so now that we have the burner inserters, we're going to use these inserters here basically to feed off of this line into another line that runs off to here. And then we're going to put another right here to feed into the machine. So let's go ahead and spin this. There we go. So what's going to happen is it's going to pull off of this line. It's going to put onto this line. This line's going to carry the coal over here, and it's going to feed this machine and keep it running indefinitely. We're going to do the same thing down. But since this is the bottom machine, we're just going to run straight to it. We're not going to have to pull off of the line. We're just going to run a line to it and then run a single burner. And okay, so it looks like we need some more iron here. Oh, and another thing is if you run on these conveyors, you run a lot faster. So that's a good way to get around. You may want to think about that while you're laying down your stuff. All right, so we've got all that stuff building. While that's building, we need to talk about what we're going to do. There's a thing called a conveyor, I guess a conveyor line. I think they call it a main bus. That's what we used to call it in Satisfactory, to where you're running all of your materials straight down through the middle of your base, and it's a really good way to run your base. In fact, I'd say it's probably the best way to do it. That's what we're going to end up working on over the next, building little pieces and parts, so modular base for the most part. That's the best way that I've seen to run this. And then we're going to have to think about some way to keep these lines running as well. So we're going to get into that later. But for now, what we need to do is we just need definitely a thinking game. You have to really think about what you want to do in the future versus what you're doing now. Otherwise, you're going to have to completely redesign the entire thing, which I absolutely love, by the way. That's the thing that I love. And that's what got me into this game, was the community from basically how I found it. I'd never really looked at it. I'm surprised I hadn't looked at it before, though. It's a really, really amazing game. I definitely see why it has. So a lot of it's sitting here waiting. There are faster ways to do things, and we're probably going to end up restarting later. And when we do, we're going to build as quickly and beautifully as we possibly can. This is mainly just to get familiar with everything, get familiar with the mechanics of the game, get familiar with the way that things interact together, and all of that fun stuff, and try to figure out. Okay, we're gonna need one more burner mining drill at least. That way we can run down and get some copper. Once we get that up, we're going to start thinking about maybe running a steam engine and a boiler in order to get some electricity in here and stop relying on nothing but coal, because coal will run out over time, but what does not run out is water. So you can always run a steam engine. You do need to supply it with coal. But that being said, it still outputs a lot more. So the only thing that you'll end up having to run at all, to run the coal for, is going to end up. So if you hold down F and run down the line here, it will actually pick up everything that's on the line. As long as your mouse is on it, that's a good way to pick up coal if you're running short or something like that and you need to supply, say, something like this with it. And let's go ahead and make us another box. Now, I try not to make too much more than I absolutely need here to start with, because everything's going to end up in your inventory and you're going to have to basically do inventory management for it later. So only really grab what you need. There's no sense in necessarily grabbing a ton of. Okay, so now that we've gotten the automation up on all of this stuff, we're going to go ahead and start thinking about electricity, because, let's see, first thing I need to do is I need to make the thing to make the plates with. So we're going to make a couple stone furnaces here, and we're going to use these, and we're going to hold down control and right mouse button, and that way we can just drag across there like that and it'll fill all of these up. And then we're going to grab up, control and left mouse button there, and then put that on our bar as well so we can move that into the things here and just do the same. Okay, so we've got this spitting some out, so we're going to make another box to put the output of that into. In fact, we've got. Okay, so you have to actively take out of that. So these boxes aren't going to work, so we're just going to pick them up. We're going to actually have to maybe take a burner guy here, to pull that out, and then we're going to put the box right down where it dropped it. There we go. And that way we can just toss all of that straight into there. And we're going to need off the line here. Alright, so he's nice and busy there. Now, what we could do is we could run a conveyor off of here and automatically feed this, and then run a conveyor down from the coal line. So let's go ahead and start working on that a little bit. I don't think we have enough to drag it. No, we don't have enough yet, so let's go ahead and make. In fact, one thing we can do is we can create a couple more stone furnaces here. I'm going to go one block out from this. Let's see. Trying to see if we can put one here, and then we can run this. There we go. And we can use some of these some of these guys right here to feed into that. And we're going to use one of these to feed in from here to here as well. So let's go ahead and make a couple more. And then we're going to place a box here. And we're going to make one more inserter. And we are going to run that here. Now we're going to be converting all of these. Close attention to. That's not going to quite work like I wanted it to right there. Let's see. I'm going to have to spin this guy around here. And then we can do the inserter. There. Alright, so now we are actively making steel plate. So we can move on down here and continue to work on our setup down. So if you hold your mouse button down while you're running on a certain area, it'll continue to build as you run. So that's probably the smartest way to build. If you're going to be building, there we go. And we're going to make, I think if we run down the back here, this is probably going to be our best bet. So we're just going to run this off to here. And that way we can feed in all of these guys from the back. And then we'll run this guy down here. And we'll just have to worry. There are things that we can do in the future once we've done some research to make longer inserters here. And we're going to have to worry about that later. But as of now, we're just going to go ahead and worry about feeding these with fuel. So let's see, I'm going to need to make a couple more inserters. So that means which we have plenty of over 42 plates there. We are, okay, so he's not being fed like he's supposed to. Why not? He's not picking anything up, which means we're probably, okay, there we go. That's working now. I don't know what the problem was. And it's still not working anymore. Let's see, we're supposed to be picking up 76. I I think this guy right here is the issue. Yeah, he's not quite working right. So we're just going to move all of this up one. So that means we're going to have to put him here. That way we can put a box in between. And then from the... So that means you go here. There we go. And like I said, you have to really start and think and make sure that everything's being... There we go. Everything's working there. So I'm going to have to run another one out here. And we're going to put our box down here. Right there. And that will work. And we just need to... Now I could run this burner, another burner inserter to feed that burner inserter. Which, yeah, I know it's not the electric inserters. This guy is going to feed this guy. And that way everything's good. So we should be okay now. And we're going to have somebody to feed this guy. So we're just basically going to run a chain of inserters to do that, I think. If you can think of a better way to do that. No, that's not going to work either. I'm just going to run this around. That way we can feed this. So this will work for now. If you can think of a better way than using all these inserters, then let me know. But for now, we're going to run this. We could feasibly do this right here. Let me take this guy up and move him here. And that way we can feed it using another insert. There we go. So this guy's being completely fed. And we need, which means that we're going to need another. And we'll drop him down in here. And let's see, are you being fed anything? No, you're not. Why not? We're going to have to run it off on this. We're going to have to move all this. Yeah, we can run it straight through like that. And then we're a feeder right here. And then we're just going to put a box for him. I think you used to be able to dump these directly into the boxes, but now you can't. Yeah, we're definitely going to be going for electricity in the next episode. No questions asked. And let's drop the box here. And I'm going to need to feed these guys right here. So we're just going to spin these. Now, we're running into this issue here. Yeah, we're definitely going to be needing electricity before we finish this one up. I don't see any way that I can feed this guy and this guy simultaneously. Well, actually, I might. If I do this, run this down through here. This is the ugliest setup I've ever seen in my life, but hey, it works for what we need for now. Okay, so I'm going to have to go make grab some more iron plates here real quick in order to make, I think 2 should suffice. And then all we need to do now is run these. I'm going to run this guy to here. So he's getting, okay, so that'll work for now. I think I'm going to leave this episode here for now. I'm just going to let these run and get us some plates that we need in order to start thinking about electricity generation. And in the next episode, we will go ahead. Thank you for watching the video all the way through. If you haven't already, please drop a like to let me know that you did. Also, if you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, think about hitting the subscribe button and the bell notification. Also, if you like what you saw and you want to